What do you think would provide a deaf child with the best ability to acquire language?
Hooked on phonics. No. That's a good question, actually.
So,
wait, can you repeat it?
what do you think would provide a deaf child with the best ability to acquire language?
The best ability to acquire.
So do you think maybe teaching them ASL from a young age or putting them in a deaf school?
Well, definitely teaching them ASL from a young age, but I don't think deaf school's absolutely necessary. I mean, I've usually heard I was put in a school for the blind when I was younger, and I didn't feel like it accommodated for me. So I think that maybe like a more inclusion setting for my child would be more acceptable.
But do you think having this hearing loss would affect your language learning in a school setting?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I'm not good at reading lips now, but I can do it a little bit, so I could kind of understand the words that are being said to me. But like so much of language learning is hearing, at least for me, not like a deaf studies minor. I'm sure you have very different opinions from me on language learning and like the difference between hearing and the deaf community. But for me, language learning is very oral, especially as like a music person. So I would, if I were deaf and like, not deaf, hearing loss, moderate, mild, hearing loss. And I think that would affect me a lot in my language development if I didn't have the proper adaptations. Because if you can't hear what's being said to you, you can't mimic it, which is a lot of learning.
Yeah.
I think.
Would it have been easier to use sign language, or would you still choose to use spoken language? Like in the seminar, would it have been easier to have an interpreter there? Would you still have been able to do the same thing?
If I was fluent in sign language? Yeah, I suppose that could be helpful. I mean, it's still a big visual component, like not being able to look away from the interpreter. I think, like, either way, I think that with hearing loss, you would have to focus a lot more on the speaker or the interpreter and not be, going on Facebook and stuff or filling out job applications which you shouldn't be doing anyway, but, sometimes we do. But I really had to jettison that, and I think even if there was an interpreter, I would have had to. I probably wouldn't have had to work as hard, now that I'm thinking about it, to understand, because I was really trying to get a lot of, like, reading lips and, like, okay, that looked like maybe that was that, but, like, I couldn't really hear too much other than, like, consonant noises and, like, beginnings of, but if there were, like, signs, it's like there's no trying to discern unless they were, like, behind a screen or something.
Yeah.
I guess that would be the equivalent. It would be clearer, I guess.
Yeah, kind of like if you were looking at an interpreter through like a grainy screen.
Yeah,
it's like the equivalent.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, thank you so much for doing this activity for me.
No problem. It was not really a pleasure, but I know that it was useful.
Yes.